Uh, Good evening, everybody. Give you a little presentation here. So just imagine receiving an email that looks exactly like one from your bank. All right, you click the link and everything on the page looks normal. You enter your username and password without realizing that you've just handed over to an attacker all your credentials because the site was a perfect clone using HTTP instead of HTTPS. What's worse, the attacker doesn't even have to be in the same room. Your credentials are being logged in real time to a remote server. Alright, so today I will demonstrate how logging into an unencrypted cloned website that uses HTTP can expose your credentials and discuss common sense tips to protect yourself from such attacks. So this demonstration will include two parts. I'll demonstrate how credentials can be stolen via an insecure HTTP login, which I've set up on my own remote server. Disclaimer, these kinds of things that I'm going to show you are illegal if used in nefarious ways. I've got all this set up in a secure environment just for purposes. Like I said, little disclosure there. Secondly, I will be providing practical tips to prevent credential theft through different attack methods. Okay, so many phishing sites clone legitimate ones, but they use an insecure method called HTTP instead of HTTPS, meaning data is transmitted in plain text without being encrypted. Alright, so I'm going to, on this dummy phishing site, quote-unquote, that I have on a virtual machine, I've got a login form. I'm going to enter in some fake credentials and display the capture data in real time for everybody today. So this basically just shows how intercepted usernames and passwords appear in plain text on a logging server. But without encryption, obviously attackers can steal sensitive data remoteless and effortlessly. Although setting up everything wasn't as effortless as you would think. But this allows them to take over accounts, remotely without any kind of checks. Alright, so right quick. Sorry about the need to do this, but alright, so now we should be able to see me entering in a username, and I am user with HTTPS, let's just say, and then my password is going to be super secure password. And obviously you can see the credentials in the password section being blocked out, but as soon as I hit the login button, as we can see in my terminal view, successfully captured the unencrypted password. So let's talk about some common sense tips to prevent credential theft. Alright. Before I forget, also in that terminal view, you'd also be able to see things like the IP address that's been logged, the browser type that's been logged, and other information that attacker can use to further his path towards malicious intent towards whoever he's attacking. Alright, so always verify that the URL, so that's the piece of text that's in the bar that you search, always verify that it starts with HTTPS, okay? Before entering in any kind of credentials, any kind of sensitive data information, credit card information, whatever you don't want exposed in plain text, make sure it has HTTPS, okay? Attackers also often use very similar looking domain names. So for instance, you go to ebay.com, their site name might be ebay1.com, for example, okay? but you should almost always see a little lock bar in that browser somewhere to verify that you are on a secured browser connection. Okay, but now you can use a VPN also. A VPN will encrypt all of your internet traffic, making it harder for attackers to intercept the data even on say an unsecure or rather insecure network. This being, for instance, said my IP address was caught. You use a VPN, and therefore the attacker would not gain your real IP address. Okay. So we also want to enable multi-factor authentication whenever we can, because even if your credentials are stolen, MFA adds an extra layer of security that prevents unauthorized logins. Okay. We want to obviously avoid clicking suspicious links. If an email or a message urges you to log in, manually type the website in the address, because it will almost always bring up the correct site you're looking for. Unless you're using a public Wi-Fi, there are other attacks that would lead your search to an attacker's malicious clone site. So again, the HTTPS is kind of vital for that portion too, just in case you are redirected to a malicious site. Okay. So again, instead of clicking the link, type the website address in. Obviously if all possible. So, and we also want to be using a strong, unique password. And a password manager, again, can generate and store secure passwords, reducing the risk of reuse attacks. So, anyway, we're going to recap. Today, we demonstrated how phishing sites using HTTP can expose login credentials in real time and explored practical steps to prevent further credential theft. Always be mindful of where and how you enter your credentials, using HTTPS, a VPN, and multi-factor authentication. Good password hygiene. These are all very beneficial procedures to follow. Okay, so cybersecurity awareness is key. Taking small precautions can make a big difference in protecting your online security, identity, and everything all our interactions with this day-to-day technology that we all use and love. Thank you, everybody.